What is up, Retromaniacs? My name is Mike, his name is Joe, and his name is EP, and we're here to talk about cards. This week, I'm going to throw it over to Joe. What do you have for us this week, Joe?
All right, you guys may know this about me.
Okay.
A lot of little shit pisses me off.
No.
I
No.
walk through life
What?
looking for things to
That
piss
checks
me
out.
off. It
On
does
brand.
check out. Thank you. Yeah, very on brand. I
Looking
appreciate that.
and finding.
I find stuff very easily.
Yeah.
So I thought it'd be fun to write down some of my, I'm going to call them pet peeves, maybe picadillos, like things that probably annoy me and don't annoy anyone else. But I kind of want to see if these things annoy you too. About the hobby.
See if they're legitimate gripes.
See if they're legitimate gripes. These aren't
EP
these
and I will
issues.
be the judge
yes.
of whether it's legitimate. Okay.
These
Let
are
us
not
know in the comments.
Yes, definitely. Let me know if you agree with any of these, all of these, none of these, whatever. I'm very curious. All right. Let's do the first one. When people slow roll Chrome cards, it to me is like nails on a chalkboard as they're sliding the one Chrome card up along the other Chrome card, and I can just feel the Chrome scratching the surface of the other card and think to myself, you complain about cards coming out of the pack's damage. Why are you slow rolling these cards? You are scraping one card against another. Am I over the top with this, guys? Or do you agree with me? Is slow rolling Chrome cards ridiculous?
I'm going to have to say I kind of agree with you on that one. As much as I really want to take the opportunity to point out Joe to the world and show how crazy he is about all this stuff, a little neurotic, but yeah, you're right about that. Like, it does make you wonder how many cards are actually damaged by the breakers that are slow rolling the Chrome card. Like, they're not meant to be moved around like this. Like, just take them right off there. Yeah, I gonna have to give you a pass on that one, because yeah, if I were buying into a especially like a shiny card, like some of the ones, like if I had like a Prism whatever, a Paul Heyman and a break, and it's like somebody's doing that, I'm like, stop, don't. You could be ruining my card. Yeah, so gonna have to agree with you on that, as much as I really don't want to.
EP, as someone who has slow rolled a Chrome card, though,
I do agree. I have to agree. Like, the thing is, like, it just like you should be delicate with Chrome cards. So I don't watch enough breaks to really be upset about it and to really think about it. But yeah, I totally see where that is could be an issue for damaging card.
And if you know the card is something special, you can like grab that stack and like remove it from it and reveal it. You don't have to slide it. You can like pick it up and move it down. Yeah.
And the reason I threw shade at EP just now is because he didn't slow roll any of his Bowman baseball case break except for the Drew Jones. So whoever bought that Drew Jones from EP probably scratched to hell.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, I put it aside though. I didn't. I don't know if I did.
You slow rolled the shit out of it. It was the only card you slow rolled. Okay. I'm sitting there going, "Why
did he slide it though, or did he like pick it up?" And
I don't know. It felt slid. I'm gonna just assume he slid it. All right. Number 2, we've done two videos, in fact, of things we hate people to say. This did not make the cut because it's probably so neurotic that it shouldn't. But when people open up a box of cards or do a reveal and they use the phrase, "I'll take it," it is like, it just bores down my spine. No shit, you'll take it. It's yours. It's in front of you right now. You have no choice but to take that card or to take that grade. So stop saying, "I'll take it." You have it. And I love when they do it when it's a terrible card. Oh, I've got a Sam Ellinger RPA. I'll take it. You can have it, pal. I don't want it. It's a terrible card. Lambast, you're already laughing. Lambast me right now.
I think if this was like Family Feud, the big red X would come up with noise. I disagree. I think you're just looking for something to be angry about in this one, Joe. I'm sorry, but it's, I mean, sure, maybe people don't need to say it, but like to be like outraged by it is probably a little much. Probably
Okay. All
pump the
right.
brakes on this
All
one,
right.
maybe.
All right.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm gonna
Duly
have
noted.
to side with EP on this one. I think you're. I mean, pull back the curtain. Joe does often look for things to be upset about, so I think you're doing a little bit of that here. But yeah,
I'm really great at looking for things to be upset about.
the old, I'll take it. Like, I know it's already yours. Yeah, I know, but like, not really what it means. It's not literal.
No, I know it's not literal. That's the part that pisses me off when they're like kind of happy about it. Like, no, you shouldn't be happy about this either. Oh, okay. It's a two-parter, I guess. The literal part of it and the annoyed that they're like happy about it for some reason. No, you're not. Just shut up. Say this was terrible. Move on.
In neither of those cases.
Can I ask you a sub question here?
Okay. All right.
How about if it's a really good card and they go, I'll take it? Like, is that going to set you off too, or
Probably
are
not
there
as much.
levels?
I think
so.
If
it's there's actually a point in there where you're like, okay, I'm mad at that, and then it goes above the line. You're like, oh, that's fine.
Well, actually, no.
Like a seesaw, and just okay.
like if I pulled this card right and said, oh, I'll take it. No, I need to be more excited about it. So it annoys me that they're not more excited about that card.
I'll take it. Yeah, I'll take it.
Should be like, yeah, I'll take it. Now they don't have to say let's F and go, but somewhere in between. Like I'll send out a chart. I think like the terror.
Yeah,
alert
I do want to know where that line lays. Like, is it like the same amount of hatred right until that point, and then completely off, or is it like a gradual decline as you approach the line?
It depends on how much coffee / alcohol I've had as I'm watching the video.
One or the other. Okay,
it's like a mix, So
there's like a filter.
There is a filters. Yeah. All right, number 3. So you're not with me on that one. Okay, I got you.
Nope.
Number 3. People who list something on eBay and put OBO. Say it's $100 card and they put $100 or best offer, and you could offer up to $99 and they either auto declines or they decline it with no counter. What just don't put OBO. Just don't put the offer thing. Just remove that. Just have it as $100. If you're not going to accept offers, that's fine, but don't put OBO on the offer. It's a false sense of like you could actually get this card. I hate when people do that. And Mike, I can't wait for your response because you are both of you are a physical decliner. You love to decline people's offers without a counter. EP loves the auto decline. So I'm curious how you boys feel about people that have an OBO, but they are not actually accepting offers.
I mean, if you're not taking an offer that's like $1 less than your card, you really shouldn't have it on. But I am a decliner. I'm proudly a decliner with no counter. And, not every offer deserves a counter. Like, I've talked about this on eBay. I talk about it in fantasy football a lot too. Like, if an offer is really bad, I'm not going to give you a counter offer. That's just basically your way of trying to figure out how low I want to go on something. I'm not like, why play the game? Give me a legitimate offer, then I might counter you, but I'm not just going to counter every offer. But I do think if you're going to take offers, you have to accept offers, like something lower. Like, you don't expect to get a $25 card for $5. Like, come on. I feel like it should be kind of common knowledge that if something's listed for 25, you're probably going to have to be around 20 before a seller is really going to, like, you need to look at the percentages. Like, some people don't understand how percentages off work, and they're like, oh man, I gave that guy was only $5 off. Yeah, but he had a $9 card and you offered $4. So you're offering him less than half of what he had it listed for. So yeah, I don't think you're crazy for feeling that way.
Yeah, I haven't experienced this as a buyer myself. The overbest offer thing, like pretty much every time I've made an offer, like it's a pretty fair offer, I guess, and I've got the card. But I just auto decline, like that's that's an awesome thing. Like you should. I'll be using that. Like listen.
Why?
Because if you have a card listed for $100, you are not even going to entertain anything for $50. Like
I won't entertain it, but it is highly entertaining.
I was just gonna say,
get those awful offers that make me mad.
Ironically, Mike and I both like to get mad about terrible offers, really and we do it in fantasy football too. We love getting offers and looking at them, going, "Are you nuts? What?" And we love to rile ourselves up. So yeah, we're definitely on the same boat on that one.
I just don't want to deal with it. I feel like when I price my cards, I price them either at comps or just below comps. I'm trying to sell them, and if there's a reasonable offer comes in, I'm willing to accept it. But I'm not going to even bother with anything like 50% or below. Like forget that. So yeah, Joe, I'm all with you on this one. The OBO and then not accepting a reasonable offer is ridiculous.
Yeah, that's and it has to be reasonable. That's my thing. That's if it's not a reasonable offer and they're still declining it, that's an issue. All right. This one, I think you're going to agree with me on this one. When I watch breaks or rips, and who's ever doing it, whether it's a personal break, someone decided to rip open some cards, or if they're the breaker, and they use sleeves that are just too small, and they jam them in. That happens so often. Or they're die cuts, and they're just like jamming the die cut in. Sometimes it's not as bad when it's like a little bit of a tight squeeze. But other times, like there are moments where I have to stop myself from actually typing in the chat of the break. I think that sleeve is too small. Like I want to
just start doing that on every video that they do that. That'd be
like
great.
It's so frustrating when they're like, and then you have people who do the right thing. They have let me get this bigger sleeve. Let me do this. Let me do that. The supplies are there. It's not the 1990s anymore. You have supplies for literally every size card. Please just use the right size sleeve. Reduce my stress. That's all I ask. And there's someone on Leighton, and I really love watching Leighton breaks, and I'm not going to throw him under the bus because I'm sure he watches this, but there is someone on Leighton. He gets as close to possible on the sleeves with the cards. And I'm like, every time I look, I'm like, oh, did that just ding the corner? And it shouldn't affect me. I'm not in that break. But it still bothers me.
You're a little OCD, though.
Yeah. A little bit, yeah.
A little bit.
Mm-hmm. A little bit.
So you're slightly off center today, too.
I was gonna say. I was gonna say I vacuumed my room this weekend. I vacuumed my room, and I usually move furniture and vacuum underneath. I did not move this chair because this is as close to perfection as I could get.
Your head is directly below Loki and not in the corner, so. We'll watch Joe fidget around the whole rest of
the rest of the episode.
But yeah, I mean, you're right. You're right. I mean, that would drive me crazy too. Although they're not my cards, so maybe I wouldn't care. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't think I've been I don't watch a lot of breaks like just randomly, so maybe I wouldn't care because they're not my cards. I might think, wow, that's dumb. Why is he trying to shove that in there? But yeah. Like trying to fit 10 pounds of shit in a 5-pound bag, but yeah,
exactly.
Go ahead, EP.
I think I agree with you on this one again, Joe. Like when there's Bull Durham, there's a saying like the ball is an egg, hold it like an egg. Like I think like people who mistreat their cards when they're doing a break or doing a rip, like I hate that. They're like jam it like super hard into like the sleeve or whatever. Like take care of the cards. Like they're
right. Someone paid you to be into that break.
Yeah.
Or you paid for that box to rip on your channel. Like just a little bit of love. Come on. It's not that hard. All right. My last one. This one is about RPAs. They're about memorabilia. And no, it's not the big issue like they should be game used. That's a big issue. Nothing upsets me more. That's why I saved it for the last. Nothing upsets me more than when there is an RPA of a player, and let's just say it's a Kenny Pickett, and he's wearing a white uniform in the picture, yet for some reason, the piece of memorabilia is from a black uniform. Or it's like, it's a Sean Alexander RPA, or not an RPA, but a Sean Alexander patch auto card. And it's like the current Seahawks uniform. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, match up the card with the piece of material in the card. It looks so bad, especially when you have like when you do a college player uniform and like, you know, colleges, with the exception of a handful, have like 35 different uniforms. You kind of have to match up the card a little bit. Come on, do the work. Do the work. And I have a subset to this one, so I'm going to let you guys respond to this, but then I have an even more annoying thing after it. So what do you think? Am I being crazy that if the card doesn't match the player's uniform on the picture?
Go ahead, EP.
It's a little crazy. I gotta say, I'm not. It doesn't bother me. I've never noticed this myself.
That's what I was gonna
so
say.
Like.
Oh my god! All the time, hey, all the time.
I mean, maybe now I'll notice it when I watch
Yeah.
a break, like the one break I watch a year or whatever. But like,
Right.
I don't like, and
like,
even
why is he in his home uniform? That's an away jersey.
I don't. But it's I don't. It's
Just
sorry.
have it
No.
consistent. Have
No.
it
This is the content I was hoping we would get more of on this video, because like you, EP, I don't think I've ever even really taken a second to think whether or not the drapes match the carpet or not on the card. So I just, this is a Joe thing for those of us like EP and I that have known Joe for almost 30 years or so now.
Yeah.
This is Joe. This is Joe in a nutshell. I wasn't joking about him not being centered either. We had a video where we spent a half hour before we recorded because he couldn't get himself centered.
And even now, I'm kind of like
couldn't stop looking at it. So yeah, this is Joe Day to a T. For those of you that don't know Joe, now you know a little more about the real.
You don't
Joe.
need 8 questions from me. This is it. You know.
This is it.
This is a little peek into our text conversations, where we get the random text from Joe angry about something. There it is.
Okay,
usually with a picture, screen captured.
There's always a picture. Okay, here's the sub part to that. I think this one is actually more legitimate. You might agree with me. Probably not. Glove cards for quarterbacks. When they have glove relics, RPAs, like Josh Allen does not wear gloves. Why is there a glove relic card of him? And you know what's ironic? Okay, I'm tying everything together now. Kenny Pickett does wear gloves. They do have glove relics of him. The picture on the card, he's not wearing gloves. The one time he doesn't wear gloves, they put that picture on that glove relic card. What are you doing? It's a glove relic card. You have to show him wearing gloves, right? Right? I know our viewers, you agree with me. If you're going to have a glove relic card, at least have the player in the gloves.
Wow. Go ahead, EP. I want to hear your.
No, I don't.
I'm not wrong. I may be a little too over the top about it, but
you may not be right.
Yeah, I don't think in the current state of cards they give a crap that Josh Allen doesn't wear gloves. It's an insert card with a piece of glove in it that none of those players have worn those gloves anyway. So I don't. It doesn't. This one doesn't bother me at all. Especially not the fact that he's not wearing gloves in the photo. Of the glove card.
Always wears gloves. They found the one picture of him where he doesn't, and they put that on his glove relic card. Come on.
Sorry. I can honestly say I do not pay attention to all those little details in the photo anywhere near the level that Joe does. Take that as right, wrong, indifferent. I just don't. I would say that I would go, why are they making glove cards? That's really stupid. You know. Other than that,
I'm not wide receiver glove cards. I think they're actually pretty neat. If they were game use, that'd be even better. But that's too big of an issue for this video. The game use thing is too big of an issue. This is down to the picture on the card of a quarterback either wearing or not wearing gloves. That's what this comes down to. And I'm infuriated by it. I'm working myself up just thinking about it right now.
You seem like you're really angry.
You are putting that to the viewers. Yes. You can see it.
I just so angry. All right, those are my pet peeves, and I'm sure everyone who watches agrees with all of them. So I appreciate your support.
Let us know.
Below.
Let us know what your pet peeves are too. We could critique yours sometime.
Yeah, maybe that'll be we'll be like, hey, so and so said this is their critique, and we can just make fun of them like you guys made fun of me.
It's one of our favorite things to do. Like, really, the one thing we all share is our enjoyment in making fun of the other two. Like,
yes, that is very true.
When you can get a strong 2-against-1 situation, this, so enjoyable. So,
and I brought this on myself, so you know what. So maybe a video down the road, maybe you guys can do something that we can make fun of together.
You can't do that to the host,
I'm hosting this video, all right?
I started it. I'm the host.
Pet peeve number 6.
All right, well, we're out of time this week, and we will see you next week. Take care, guys.
See ya.